Hey everyone, welcome back to the Streamlined Startup. Today, we're diving into a crucial aspect of customer engagement, automating product reviews, and rewarding loyal customers. We're going to be using WooCommerce and an awesome plugin called Automatewoo. Now, here on the channel, we try to stick to tools that have a free tier so that you guys can test this stuff out and eventually grow out of, but Automatewoo doesn't have a free option and is $119 per year. Now, I've used this for all kinds of things in my normal day job, and I can confidently say it is well worth the money, especially if you don't have expensive email marketing tools like MailChimp or Klaviyo. This tool can do email marketing plus a ton of other things that email marketing tools cannot because it is developed by and for WooCommerce specifically. So for this video, we're going to create an automated email that gets sent 5 days after the customer's order has been marked complete, and then we're going to ask for their feedback. If they give it to us, they'll get a follow-up email that will have a generated coupon for a discount on their next order. Alright, let's get to it. So first thing you're going to need to do is purchase Automatewoo at automatewoo.com and upload the plugin into WordPress. If you need help on how to do that, there are plenty of tutorials out there and it's going to take you like 15 seconds. So once you've got it installed, head on over to Automatewoo and then Workflows. Click Add Workflow to start a new workflow. Go ahead and give it a title like New Customer Reviews or whatever you want. For the trigger, select Order Completed. We only want this for customers with less than 4 total orders, so let's add that condition in the rules section. So a note here, you can set this to whatever you want, but after 4 times of emailing a person asking for their review on 4 separate orders, I'm gonna leave them alone. Next, we're gonna add a time delay. So under timing, choose delayed and set it for 5 days, 7 days, 10 days, whatever you feel is right. This is the time from when you mark the order complete. This gives your customers some time to actually use your product, and you'll need to adjust this depending on if you're shipping products versus local pickup or based on your workflow for when you actually mark these orders completed. Now let's get the email set up. Add an action and choose Send Email. For our recipient, let's use an Automatewoo variable for the customer's email. You can see these over on the right side and you can click on them to learn what they are and get the code and set some other options. Let's add in our reply to info and a subject line. Now for the email heading, this is what's displayed at the top of the email in the default WooCommerce email template. The email pre-header is text that follows the subject line. You probably notice this most obviously when you get an email alert on your phone. It just provides an additional context after the subject line to what the person is about to open. For template, we're going to choose WooCommerce default. And then for our content, write out whatever you want. When you're ready to include the content to ask for the review, look on the right side and find order.items. This will pull in all of the items from the order that set off this trigger. For template, we're going to use review product rows. You can check out the other ones and use those if you like. You can choose to append additional stuff to the end of the URL like #tab-reviews to take the customer directly to the review section on the product page. Now, this is going to vary depending on how your product page is set up. You could also include UTM parameters for tracking purposes, but we're not going to get into that. For now, I'm going to ignore the fallback field. Click Copy to Clipboard and insert it wherever you want to have your review row show up in the email. Let's take a look. Looks pretty good. You get additional options like marking if the email is transactional, which removes the unsubscribe link from emails. Be careful here. You can also enable tracking, which will report in Automatewoo the open and click rates. Alright, so go ahead and save this workflow. This is ready to go. Now, to track reviews, Automatewoo has a built-in option. This way we'll know if a customer leaves a review and we can trigger another workflow. But first, let's make sure we have reviews turned on by going to WooCommerce settings and then products. So before we can give people who review our products a discount code for future use, we first need to create a coupon that Automatewoo will use as a template. What's cool is that when Automatewoo uses the coupon, it generates a unique code and associates the user's email with it, helping to prevent fraud and abuse. Head over to Marketing and click Coupons. Next, click Add Coupon. I'm just going to fill out some basic info, but feel free to adjust these settings however you see fit. Now that we've got our coupon template, we can set up a new workflow that will email customers whenever they leave a review for a product. Alright, let's go back to Automatewoo and add a new workflow. This time, our trigger is going to be New Review Posted. Now, we don't necessarily want to reward someone every single time they leave a review. Maybe you only want to give them 2 coupons and anything after that is just hey, thanks. We can prevent that by setting a rule that says workflow run count for customer is less than 2. That means that once this workflow has run for a particular customer twice, Coupon Karen is no longer going to receive coupons. If you wanted to send her a thank you email after they receive 2 coupons and are still leaving reviews, you can duplicate this workflow, change the workflow run count to is more than 2, and just edit the email to not include a coupon. For our action, let's use raw HTML email this time. We'll need to get the customer's email, so again, we're going to use the Automatewoo variable for the customer's email, and this time we'll use a fallback. We'll set the reply to name and email as well as a subject line. Now here, I'm just going to use a random email template from Stripo. Now there's one extra bit we need to do. We need to get the dynamic variables Automatewoo uses to generate the coupon. We'll put this into our HTML code where we want to display that code. On the right side, find customer.generate_coupon. For template, find the coupon code we created earlier. Let's set this to expire to create some sense of urgency for our customer to make a purchase. Let's say 5 days. The prefix is going to add this to the start of our coupon code that gets generated. In your reporting, this may be helpful to quickly identify coupons that came from a review. Something like RBW- should be good. Let's keep it so that the person can only use the coupon one time. You can include a fallback coupon or other text in case Automatewoo has an issue generating these. I've never run into that. When you're done, click Copy to Clipboard. Now we need to place in the HTML content where we want our coupon to be displayed. Now this is a lot easier if you're using Stripo's email editor because you're going to have a visual preview and you can just drop in the Automatewoo generate coupon variable right where you want it and see exactly where it's going to be, and then export the HTML and copy and paste it over. In my case, we can do a quick Command F search and see where it is. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Now keep in mind you're going to have to adjust the links in certain places like the Go Shopping button, anything in the header, the footer. Obviously this is going to be easiest if you're using a visual editor like Stripo, but you can do this directly in the HTML code. You also don't have to use raw HTML and can use the generic WooCommerce email style like we did in the last email, but obviously those don't really look too good. So save that and it's ready to go. Now, whenever someone leaves a review, we'll send them an email with a discount code. You're quite welcome, Coupon Karen. That's it for this video. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.